Kick that wheelchair and I'll marry you, his fiancée whispered with a trembling smile, half joking but testing something far deeper. He froze, staring at the chair that had carried him through the darkest days of his life. What he did next? No one in that café, least of all his fiancée, was ready for it. Stay with me, because this isn't just a story about love. It's about pride, pain, betrayal, and the kind of strength you don't see until someone is pushed to their very edge. Arif had always been a fighter. Before the accident, he was a star athlete at his university, basketball captain, full of confidence, full of life. But one rainy night changed everything. A car crash left him partially paralyzed. Overnight, the boy who once ran faster than anyone else was strapped to a wheelchair. For months, he battled not just pain but whispers. People didn't know what to say when they saw him. Some pitied him, others avoided him. But through it all, one person stayed. Mira, his college sweetheart. She promised she'd never leave. She said love wasn't about legs that ran but about a heart that stayed. Still, Arif wrestled with his pride. He hated being dependent. Hated asking her to push his chair up ramps. Hated seeing the exhaustion in her eyes when she thought he wasn't looking. And then came that evening. They were sitting in a quiet café, the kind they used to love in college. Mira was unusually restless, her fingers tapping on the table. Arif noticed. Arif, she whispered, if you want me, if you really want to prove you're ready for me, do something. He frowned. What do you mean? Her lips curved in a strange half-smile, but her eyes were wet. Kick that wheelchair away. Stand up. Walk to me. If you do that, I'll marry you. The café went silent. Arif felt the words like knives. Kick the wheelchair. The chair wasn't just metal and wheels, it was his lifeline. Without it, he was broken. Was she testing his will? Or mocking his reality? People nearby pretended not to stare, but their ears were burning with curiosity. Arif's hands tightened on the armrest. And in that moment, his world split into two choices: stay in the chair and watch her walk away, or do something that would scar both of them forever. Arif's throat went dry. For a second, rage rose inside him. Was she cruel, or was she desperate? But then, something deeper broke through the anger. He looked at Mira and saw not a cruel woman, but a tired one. She had been carrying his pain too, silently, for years. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and with trembling hands, he pushed the wheelchair back. The café gasped. For the first time in years, he wasn't holding on to it. His legs wobbled, weak as glass, but he planted his feet on the ground. Mira covered her mouth, tears spilling. Arif, stop, don't hurt yourself. But Arif didn't stop. He clenched the table, pulled himself up, his body screaming in protest. Every inch was fire, every second a battle. He didn't walk gracefully. He stumbled, staggered like a wounded soldier. But step by step, he moved toward her. And when he finally reached her side, collapsing to his knees, the entire café erupted into applause. Strangers stood up, clapping with tears in their eyes. Mira knelt down with him, sobbing. You fool, she whispered, hugging him, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't want you to prove yourself. I just wanted to see if you'd fight for us again. Arif held her tight, his voice breaking. I wasn't fighting for you, Mira. I was fighting for me. For the man I lost. For the life I thought was gone. That day, Arif didn't just stand, he stood up to his own fear. His body was still weak, but his spirit had risen. And Mira realized she wasn't loving a broken man. She was loving the strongest man she had ever known. The story of Arif and Mira reminds us, strength isn't measured by how fast you run or how high you jump. Sometimes, it's measured by how many times you refuse to let life keep you down. And if you're still watching this, remember this one thing: love doesn't need proof. It only needs presence.